Celebrities like Joan London and Kelsey Grammer and now Sarah Jessica Parker have relied on surrogates to help grow their families. Choosing a surrogate can be difficult, though. Eyewitness News reporter Leslie Miller has the story of one local woman who had two very different experiences. Leslie.
Mark, after giving birth to her first child, Southland mother Lee Keckner was no longer able to have children the traditional way. She discovered that using a surrogate is a viable option, but one that comes with a hefty price tag, both financially and emotionally. And she found, like most things in life, it pays to shop around. Lee Keckner always dreamed of having a large family.
I wanted to have like 6 kids because I'm from 6.
But while giving birth to her first son, Charlie, 10 years ago, Lee almost died. Her doctor had to remove her uterus, shattering her hopes for more children, at least temporarily.
The doctor said, we actually left your ovaries so we could take your eggs and make embryos, and then you could take those embryos and put them into a surrogate.
After much research, the Keckners decided on a medium-priced surrogate agency, and they chose the woman who would carry their child.
She'd already had 5 of her own kids, so I was like, this person's perfect. And then she told me she went to church and she had a foundation of God and said all the things that I was hoping for.
But once the surrogate got pregnant, the relationship shifted.
My surrogate kept saying things to me like they can't find the baby's heartbeat. I fell off a ladder. I was painting today and I almost passed out from the fumes. Like everything they say not to do, she was doing.
Lee felt like she had no control over what could happen to her unborn child.
I realized how powerless I was over my own child. And I didn't fully trust the woman who had my child.
But in the end, the surrogate delivered the Keckners' daughter, Margot. Today, she is 7 years old, and she is the reason Lee and David decided to use a surrogate again to expand their family. This time, they went with a higher-priced agency, where a surrogate named Tara chose them based on a book of photos.
Did you pick me because you thought my picture was cute or because of our belief system?
I liked the pictures of her family. I thought, oh, they look very loving, and they have this, they have their son, they have their daughter. The only concern I had with Lee was why did she have someone with a different surrogate and not use the same surrogate?
Tara was already married with a son of her own.
I loved being pregnant. I felt like a woman, I felt curvy, I felt beautiful.
Money, says Tara, was never a factor in her decision to become a surrogate.
What was most important for me was that relationship and the idea of giving someone a baby that couldn't have a baby, and what a gift that is, and somehow being a part of that really just kind of seems spiritual and magical to me.
Today, Tara visits the Keckners every few months, and the twins she carried, Sargent and Audrey, now 3 years old.
I explained it to them. I said, Mommy lost her baby house, so we made you and put you to grow in somebody else's baby house, and you grew in Tara's baby house. And they were like, oh, and then Margot says, well, whose baby house did I grow in? And I'm like, we'll say that for another day.
She's got a good sense of humor. The cost of surrogacy can total between $50,000 and $100,000. Lee recommends doing your homework and sign on with an agency that is the right fit for you and your beliefs. And most importantly, make sure you have an attorney to represent you and read the fine print of any contract you enter into with the surrogate agency. Mark and Michelle?